Tonight on Around the Cooler, we'll explore which games are the most critical for Auburn football this upcoming season, and which running back are you choosing? We'll discuss Around the Water Cooler.
Yeah. Water Cooler Talk Sports. Around the Cooler. Saturday nights. Yeah, you know the deal. SEC pride. Yeah, we keep it real. From the plains to the grove, everybody knows it's Around the Cooler. We talk that score. Talk that score. Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. Every headline, every story. Around the Cooler where the fans all meet. We talk that score. This is Around the Cooler. Only on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the Water Cooler here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. I am your man, your kid, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your whatever it is, man. I am him. Nick Frazier, man. Welcome to Around the Cooler here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. My guy with me tonight, man. You know who he is. Tell him who you are, boss, man.
Man, it's your boy, man. Mr. Let's Go, Let's Get It himself. Marcus Fitzpatrick in the building. How you feeling, man?
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Marcus Fitzpatrick in the building, rocking with us. Also rocking with us as well. It is the man himself from SECs. It is Auburn Tez. Tez, what's up, man? How you feeling, my guy?
Man, feeling pretty good, man. How y'all doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Can't complain. Also with us, man, it is the legend himself. It is Bubba from Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk. What up, Bubba? How you feeling, man?
What's up, bro?
Feeling good.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Big Stars in the chat. Rocking with us. What's up, man? He said we talk that score. That is what we do. That's what we're gonna do tonight, man. And of course, man, I got Auburn Dad for life rocking with us in the chat. What's up, man? Appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, fellas. Y'all ready to go ahead and get into this conversation tonight?
Let's do it.
Man, and entering the chat with us as well. It is your favorite insider. Our favorite insider is Ant the Insider. Ant, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Hot, man. Hot day today, man.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this conversation tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go ahead and go around the water cooler, man. Auburn football will be going into the 2026 season with probably what has been said is the 15th toughest schedule in the country by some metrics. A lot of people are saying that this is a tough schedule for a first-year head coach at an SEC school. They're saying, can he be able to come through and deliver on what it is that he needs to do with this schedule? A lot of people have been saying this is a coach and this is a team that needs to get 8 wins, and things that such. We've had that conversation before. But what I want to do tonight is we'll put it up on the screen real quick. We'll take a look at what they're saying when we talk about the toughest schedule. Of course, you're talking about the October slate of games. You have October 3rd at Tennessee, October 17th at Georgia. Of course, you have LSU at home doing that slate, and then of course Ole Miss on the road doing that slate of games as well. So I want to ask the question to you guys, man. Most important games on this 2026 schedule. It could be that slate of games. It could be other games on this schedule. But I want you to give me your most important games that Auburn has to win in order for this season to be a successful season. Marcus, I'm gonna start with you, man. What's your thoughts on that one?
Can we give multiple games, or is it just got to be one?
Give multiple games. Give however many you need. However many games you feel are important, you tell me.
Man, I got like 3 of them, man.
Okay.
I think the Florida game is important. I think we have to win that Florida game. I think being that Summerall is one of the coaches that we missed out on, I think Golders has to prove a point in that game. That's just my opinion. Of course, I'm going to say the Alabama game. We haven't beat them in a minute. I think this is a great opportunity. They don't really have a stable quarterback situation. It's up for grabs. So I'm going to say the Alabama game. And I would say last, I want to win the Tennessee game.
Tennessee. Okay. All right. So Marcus is going Florida, Bama, and Tennessee. Ted, your thoughts on this, man? What game or games do you feel like are the most important for this on this schedule for this Auburn football team this upcoming season?
Man, probably any game where there's turnover. Any game against any of these teams on our schedule that's in like sort of the same situation we in. So I'm looking at Baylor. We got to get that game. I'm looking at Florida, especially like Marcus said. That almost was our coach. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gotta win that game. And then their program, from a program standpoint, like they're bringing in a new regime. We're bringing in a new regime. I'm looking. I just really want to win the LSU game. I wouldn't call it a must win. But a Mississippi State game is important too because that's his team that's on the rise. And it's kind of where we are, where we want to be. Right? We want to be looked at as a team that's going upward. So beating a team like that's on their way up would be great. Of course, like Mark said, the Alabama game, the quarterback situation that Alabama is. Listen, if this is as bad as it gets in Alabama for quarterback for the last 4 to 5 years, and then possibly years to come, like now is the time, right? So, that's a game that I feel like is a must win. The Tennessee game, I don't know if that's actually a must win because I feel like College Football Nation kind of respects Neyland Stadium and for what it is, right? And everybody kind of coming around on the Josh Heupel train, like, hey man, this dude consistently putting solid football teams on the field. I personally want to win that Georgia game. Winning that Georgia game would put us in a different conversation, I think. So it would be important for that. But like as far as just must wins, I'm looking at Baylor, Florida. Just must wins: Baylor, Florida, Mississippi State. I don't want to lose those games.
Bubba, your thoughts on that, man? What teams on the schedule or teams are you looking at saying that this needs to be a must win or is an important game for Auburn?
Well, it's year one, so you kind of got to get them where you can get them. And I feel like the best opportunity is that first 4 games where you have Baylor, Southern Miss, Florida, and Vanderbilt. Right. Florida and Vanderbilt are going to be major games, I think, this year because Florida, that's the real momentum game where you have them at home. That's the coach that was also rumored to be in the running for this job, right? We all know the media stuff from that. And then Vanderbilt with a freshman quarterback coming into your house, you gotta get to 4-0 there. Because rolling into Neyland against a very talented young quarterback, Faison Brandon, who's likely going to be the starting quarterback there this year, that's going to be a difficult game. Then Georgia, then LSU, then Ole Miss. Like, that's a really tough stretch. So I think you've got to start out with some real momentum and have some real belief before you head on the road to Neyland. So I'd say those first 4 games.
You agree with that, Ant?
I'm gonna say Florida, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Bama.
Well, just say the whole schedule then.
I mean, the whole schedule is important now. Don't get it twisted. But I mean, I feel like Florida, because you got to shut everybody up, man. Everybody's trying to compare the coaches and talk about, Golish might not be the answer. Golish might be the answer, however they want to put it. Tennessee, because that's your mentor. We got to see if the student can beat the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Really and truly, I wanted to say any game in October for real. All of them important in October to me because that's a program, that's a statement. You beat any one of them 4 teams, that's a statement.
Okay. I'll give you my 3. My 3 games that are most important on the schedule. I'm gonna start from I'll rank them. Number 3 is Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is a very important game, especially at the end of that October slate of games because of the fact, somebody's background noise is wild. I don't know who it is, but somebody's background noise is wild. I want to say it's Marcus because that's where the feedback is coming from when everybody talk. But I'm gonna start with that Ole Miss game because of the fact that there's just so much interconnected in that game. A lot of guys that was on this Auburn team last year are now on that Ole Miss team. A lot of guys that are on this that were on the Ole Miss team. Some of those guys are now over here at for the Auburn Tigers as well. So I mean, I think that game is important. Going on the road and getting a win against a team that was the team that went the furthest in the college football playoffs last year, I think particularly could if you look past all of the external things and you look at roster and what have you, I think should be one of the top 3 teams in the conference, in my opinion. Probably even just top 2. I go to that Tennessee game. Of course, the Tennessee game starts that October slate of games, which a lot of people are saying is the toughest slate of football in the country. I mean, just going into Neyland Stadium and being able to, come out with a win potentially, and being able to dominate and being able to just, show the world, show Auburn fans particularly, but then show the college football world that Auburn is back and it's not a fluke, and that this is a different type of team right now. Then, of course, I think the most important game on the schedule is Baylor. I don't think, and I'm sitting here saying that I don't think Auburn has to go out. I don't think Auburn's going to lose the game to Baylor, but I think Auburn has to come out here and actually show like the proof of concept that everybody's talking about. I think people have to see it on the offensive side of the ball with this team. Like, you are looking at a defense that particularly is not going to be as good as they were last year. You lose a lot of guys on the defense side of the ball. Keaton Thomas is now at Ole Miss, who was the linebacker for Baylor last year. I look at this team and I say, man, Auburn should be able to come out here offensively and do whatever they want to do. And that's been the problem that Auburn fans have had. You have not been able to see an Auburn team in the past couple of seasons come out and kind of dictate a game offensively. You haven't had that. So that is something that you want to see in this game moving forward. And I think that is important from the offensive side of the football, to see a team come out here and put up points on the board and do exactly what it is they want to do. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think maybe I had the wrong, and not so much the wrong idea about the question, but I just picked teams that like were on our level. That's why
you don't think Baylor is on Auburn's level?
No, I was just about to say that. That's why the Baylor game is the one that we share in common. Like, because I think Baylor is on our level. I think Baylor is a team that's on our level. Going out and beating Ole Miss will be one hell of a win. We go out there and win that game. But I don't think that it would be a game that if we lose, people would look at it as like, oh, there go Auburn again. Because
it could be. Like it could be.
I think that Ole Miss is going to be one hell of a team. Right?
No, it could be because of the 2 games that's following it. And if you are a team that a lot of people are saying should be an 8-win team, if you have an Arkansas team and a Mississippi State team right behind them, who I believe are 2 teams that more Mississippi State than Arkansas, I believe that have the opportunity to actually come out here and beat Auburn, and both of those games are on the road too. One of those games is on the road with Mississippi State. If you don't go out here and you win that Ole Miss game going into that November slate, I mean, depending on where Arkansas is at that time, they'll be in rotation. Mississippi State, as you already know how I feel about those guys, I think they're going to be a great team. I think they'll be rolling. If Auburn is not rolling on the offensive side of the football and they're not able to get things going, you don't have a problem. It's going to be hard to get to that 8-win, potentially 9-win mark that a lot of people saying that Auburn can get to if you don't win that game, especially if people are saying that Auburn could lose Tennessee and Georgia as well.
Yeah, that's why like I almost want to change my answer to what Bubba said, those first 4 though. Because I feel like all 4 of those games are games that like will tell us directly win or lose, or how we show up in those games, where this team is going, right? Because those are teams that are like on our level. Like I would learn a lot from the Florida game because they're replacing a lot of pieces. They don't have a quarterback, so to speak. Bringing in a new system. They are where we are, and we're in this race, and we're trying to move forward. Like, I almost want to change my answer to the first 4 games because I do feel like, man, we should be undefeated in the first 4 games. Like, that would tell us a lot about the season, and it will help us out with that tough back half stretch that start at that Ole Miss game, and you can start, adding pieces there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like the big games this year. Maybe the Iron Bowl because it's just a rivalry, but like I just don't feel like the big games. Those like a Ole Miss, who's another team? Like even a Georgia, right, is a must-win game. Borderline Tennessee, because these are good teams, right? These are teams we expected to lose to. I just feel like the most important ones are going to be the ones that are even across the board, They're in the same situation that they're rebuilding like we're rebuilding. We need to be ahead of those teams first and foremost.
It's a fair point. Anybody disagree with that point before we get out of here? Bubba, your thoughts. I know you was about to say something, but your thoughts on that? Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I agree. And
Okay.
that's why I said the first four, because there's a real world where if you lose one of those first four, you miss a bowl game. Because October, like we've been talking about, like October is going to tell the story of your season, but I don't see a world where, God forbid, you drop two of the first four. Like, let's say you drop Baylor and Florida, you're probably not making a bowl game. You're probably going to go 0-4 in October. You might lose to Mississippi State. You're probably going to lose to Alabama. Right? So I think the first four games are the most important. Then we'll figure out. We're playing with house money in October over the toughest stretch of the season.
All right, man. They say a lot of people saying the first four games of the season. I think everybody put Tennessee in there, and I think a lot of people put Florida in there as well as one of the games that you need to look out for as one of the games that we need to look at as one of the most important. So, fellas, there it is on that one, man. So that was a great discussion on that one, fellas. Let's get it. Let's go, man. We'll be right back. Coming up next, Chris Lowe put out his top 10 quarterbacks in the SEC. Did your favorite quarterback make it? Stay tuned. More to come.
Breaking Auburn news, recruiting updates, insider conversations, the stories Auburn fans care about most. When something happens across the Auburn football landscape, Auburn Addicts is there. From recruiting battles and transfer portal movement to game analysis and the latest headlines, Auburn Addicts keeps you connected. Join Auburn fans every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Auburn Addicts. Auburn football. All the time.
Game day starts with great food. At Adeline's by Chef Country, we bring championship flavor to every plate. From slow-smoked ribs to barbecue favorites, feeding the family or the tailgate, make Adeline's your first stop before kickoff.
Follow Water Cooler Talk Sports on social media.
Subscribe to these YouTube channels. You won't regret it.
Welcome back to Around the Cooler, ladies and gentlemen, man. And while we get into it, man, as y'all know, man, we like to talk that score around here. Chris Lowe put out his SEC top 10 quarterbacks in the conference right now. And as you can see, he had Trinidad Chambers and Arch Manning at the top, and he had Byrum Brown ranked number 8 right there. And then, of course, you see on the other side, Gunnar Stockton, Marcel Reed, Sam Levitt, Lenore Sellers, John Mateer, Kenny Mitchell, and Kamario Taylor rounded out the top 10. What you did not see in there is an Alabama player, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I want to get this thing rocking and rolling, man. I put out my own list a couple of weeks back of ranking the top quarterbacks in the upcoming season in the SEC. I had Byrum Brown ranked in the top 5. He has Byrum Brown ranked 8th in the conference right now. And I'm gonna start with you on this one, Bubba. Bubba, your thoughts on that? Is that fair, or is that just off base?
Yeah, like I disagree with having him at 8, but I can see why, right?
Okay.
Like Marcel Reed has done it in this conference. He's electric. He had a great year last year. Lenore Sellers had a rough year statistically. I don't think it was his fault. I still think he was great, but statistically it was a rough year. Sam Levitt, I'm not the highest on him, but I can see why. You know, he's a guy with a lot of buzz around him. He's a first-round projected guy, and then John Mateer had an okay year last year after an injury. So I think I would personally have had him in the top 5. I think he's a better player than Sam Levitt. I think he's a better player right now than Marcel Reed, and I definitely think he's a better player right now than Arch Manning, but I can see why you have him as low as why they have him as low as they have him. The one that I have a problem with is, even though I think Arch Manning can fix the issues he has, putting him at number 2 after the year he had last year, I think is kind of ludicrous.
If you look at the numbers of Arch Manning, right, he ended up with just under 3,200 yards passing last year as well. So when you look at the ending results of it and you look at what the results say, people will say, oh, Arch Manning had a great season. unless you actually watched it. And then you'll be like, oh, wow, that really happened. Marcus, your thoughts on that, man? Do you agree with Byrum Brown being at number 8?
It's pretty much like what Bubba was saying. I don't agree, but I see what they were talking about. It's pretty much just saying that he has no SEC experience. That's why they put him at 8. So, but I would put him probably higher than Sam Levitt. I definitely would put him there. And we all understand that Arch Manning at 2 was them just, I can't say what I want to say, but we understand.
They glazing them. That's what they doing.
Yeah,
They glazing them.
I know.
I say it for you.
Let it out.
I want to say the other thing, but I don't want to get demonetized. But
that's what I'm saying. I can take it a step further, but we all know him at 2 is that right there. But I would definitely I understand why Trinidad is at number 1, but my number 2 on that list, I would go with Reed.
Marcel Reed, number 2 is what you're saying. Okay. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I mean, you looking at if you saying Trinidad Chambliss is number 1, if I don't disagree with anybody saying if you're basing it off of what results have happened with the team that they are playing on now, I don't disagree with anybody saying some version of Trinidad Chambliss, Marcel Reed, Gunnar Stockton in the top 3, because those 3 teams did make the college football playoff last year from the SEC. I don't disagree with any of those right now coming back into the conference. I do disagree with Arch Manning being at number 2. I don't think Arch Manning is the second best quarterback. I don't think Arch Manning is in the top 5.
I would go John Mateer then probably Arch Manning before I do that. Like he probably would fall like 6. Like I would put Byrum Brown but what I'm saying, I agree with Bubba. Like I probably put Brown over Arch Manning at this point.
Where you at on this, Ant?
I would too.
Is Ant still with us? No, Ant is not with us. Ant done dropped out. Where you at on this, Tess?
No, I don't think he deserves to be number 8. I think that is a tragedy. I don't know what Chris Lowe
tragedy
is. Yes, Chris Lowe and the rest of the college football brass, I guess they just I don't know. I don't want to go too far, but like it seems like they enamored with names of schools, right? This dude, like, come on, man, 3,000 yards through the air, 1,000 yards rushing. He did that twice, right? Not one time, but twice. Well, the first time he had about 800 some yards rushing. Man, how many of these teams would he start for right now? Why is Byrum Brown at number 8? Because he's in an Auburn uniform. And it's simply that. You put him in a Texas uniform, he's the second best quarterback in this conference. You put him in a Georgia uniform, he's the second best quarterback in this conference. Maybe Mateer can stay in there, but you put him in an LSU uniform, we're talking about he's probably the best. He's probably number 1 on this list if you put him in an LSU.
He's a Heisman candidate.
Right now, if Byrum Brown were to go to LSU under what we think about Lane Kiffin and what he's going to do, if Sam Levitt is number 5 on this list, if you had given him Byrum Brown would be number 1 on this list according to this list, that how it's structured right there. So, nah, man, I don't think that he should be number 8. But I get it. He's at Auburn. He's yet to prove it, and he's at a place like Auburn. If he was at a place where there was confidence in the quarterback development that was going on at this place, we would have him sky high. And that goes for any quarterback on this list.
You know what?
Matter of fact, it goes for quarterbacks that's not even on this list, because Alabama doesn't have 2 quarterbacks on this list. And if you put Byrum Brown in an Alabama uniform, they would have one on this list.
And you know the funny part about it is we actually can point to this, because when we was looking at the Walter Camp preseason numbers, Cam Coleman is a first team all preseason Walter Camp player, and he is now at Texas. And you know, people get mad at us for saying this, but I'm just saying, what production has Cam Coleman done in college football that would award him the fact of being a preseason first team wide receiver on a Walter Camp?
Isaiah Satanga nowhere to be found. Like, come on.
That's all we asking. That's all we asking. That's all we asking the question. No, it's nothing about Cam Coleman's talent or nothing like that. It was just about the fact of what has he done in college to where the production would match that he would be a first team Walter Camp preseason nominee. And the fact that, and we also backed it up by saying, well, KLS, and for people that always ask the question of, well, he didn't have a quarterback. Well, KLS was 19 yards away from being a 1,000-yard receiver at Auburn with Peyton Thorne.
Yep.
And Peyton Thorne threw for 2,700 yards that year, and he sat out a game and a half. 21 touchdowns, I believe it was 11 interceptions or something like that he had. So I don't know, man. I just look at it and I just ask the question. I do seeing that kind of just almost solidifies a point for me that it's an Auburn uniform. Auburn has not been good for the past couple of seasons. They just don't get the benefit of the doubt. And your thoughts on this, man?
Man, we know what it is, man. It's the Auburn bias, bro. Auburn bias. I mean, again, we ain't had a winning season in what, 5-6 years.
Very true. It's true.
You shouldn't expect him to be on this list. I mean,
right?
Stats wise, hey, the man's probably top 5 quarterback in the SEC coming in. But again, he's on Auburn. Auburn hasn't done nothing with QBs, and that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I know I see Sharp in the chat saying we switch up on Cam. Nobody's switching up on Cam, bro. What we basically saying is the reason why players at Auburn are not getting the benefit of the doubt like they should be. The reason why Elijah Melendez is not on this preseason list. The reason why a Jared Smith, who was a highly rated 5-star kid coming out of high school, is not on this list. The reason why Jeremiah Cobb, who was just 32 yards away from being a 1,000-yard rusher last year, is not on this list is because Auburn's not winning. That's it. But if they were to go to a team that has won in recent years and has the pedigree of saying we've had a winning season, they would get the benefit of the doubt. So it's not about the player; it's about the program. Auburn just hasn't been a good program the past 6 years. And then you look at that, and then you look at the player, and I'm referring to Cam Coleman here. You look at the player, and you look at what that player did. What does those numbers suggest? How do those numbers suggest that he should be a first team Walter Camp preseason player? That's all. That's my only question. That's it.
I'll be trying to figure out.
Would he be first team if he was still in the Auburn uniform? Ask yourself that. Would he be a Walter Camp first team preseason All-American if he was in an Auburn uniform this year? And you probably say no, he probably wouldn't. And the reason why he probably wouldn't, you'd say the quarterback. Okay, well, this is not a team stat. Like, either he's good enough to be a first team or he's not. You can't use the people around him as a reason why we're giving away first team awards. That's the case. A lot of these cats should be first team on some of these better teams where they got a lot of talent. But that's not how awards work and individual awards work. Either he's good enough to be a first team or he's not. As simple as that.
I know exactly what you referencing to right here. You referencing to a post that I put up on Instagram when I put up a post of Cam Coleman's numbers at the end of the season. And I said best receiver in the SEC. What I forgot to put on that was a question mark behind that. So that's the reason. So the way it read as if I was saying he was the best in the SEC. What I forgot when I actually posted it was to put a question mark behind that as a question to ask people, because that's what people were saying. But my bad, you right. You got a point. The way it's reading, it does read like I did say that. So that's my fault on that. But what I'm saying right now is that's what that was meant to be. That's what that meant. But it is what it is. But back to this Byrum Brown thing. Byrum Brown, in my opinion, I think Byrum Brown should be top 5, probably top 4, top 3 in my opinion. Marcus, you agree? I mean, you already said that you disagree with him. You disagree with him being at 8. Where do you think he should be at?
I say 6. I say I probably put him
so
at
2 spots up.
Yeah, I probably put him right behind Jim until.
Okay, all right, okay.
Because I go Trinidad, Reed, Stockton. Stockton. Matil, then Brown.
So Brown will be 5 then. Trinidad, Reed, Stockton, Matil, Brown, 5. So you got him at 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Bubba, where would you put him at then? Right now, Bubba, you saying 8 is, you said you understand why he's at 8, but he could be higher. Where would you put him at?
Yeah, I'd probably have him at about 5'2". I think that I can understand having Trinidad. Marcel Reed was a Heisman candidate before the South Carolina game last year. So I can see that. I think Lenore Sellers is a better football player. I think I can understand Gunnar Stockton. And then it's between Mateer and Byrum. And Mateer had the injury last year. So we still don't really know what he is at the SEC level. So I think you can have him at 5, and I think that's fair. But I think he's a better player than Sam Levitt.
Last question is Ryan Coleman Williams ranked as high as Cam Coleman? I don't think he is. I don't think
his PR is awful right now. So no.
I don't think he is.
The numbers are very similar.
Yeah.
How did he not get a Walter Camp? Just wondering, bro. Like, it's just legitimate question.
He had a down season this year.
Yeah,
he had the same numbers as the first team. Never mind. Go ahead.
He had a true down season this year.
Big Sarge said Reed falls apart in the bright lights.
Did you see the Notre Dame game?
That doesn't look good.
Right.
Did we? But here's the question though: did we see the college football playoff game through the interception in the end zone? Could have tied the football game up. Could have went into overtime and threw an interception.
He has his issues, but he was a Heisman candidate last year, and he was legitimately really good in most close games.
He was. I will give you that. He was. So I'm not gonna down him on that, but I do.
You freeze passed on him, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, that is true. But in the most important game of the year, he faltered. We'll put it like that, and that's what people are gonna remember. People are gonna remember that, like in the most important game of the year, when you could have propelled your team to the next level, he faltered. That's all. That's how I look at it.
You sure about that, Dick? Because
he threw an interception in the end zone on like the 5-yard line, 5-6 yard line.
But look, this is what I'm saying. I agree with you. But people forget Cam Coleman fumbled the game-winning touchdown drive.
Yeah, but that wasn't a college football playoff game. That was just
he doesn't fumble, man.
Hey man, it's nigga still matters.
I mean, okay. I get you. I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But you know, it is what it is. I look at it. I think people put credence on what type of game and the significance of the game. Like in that game, if Auburn wins that game, does Alabama still play for the college? I mean, does Alabama still play for the SEC championship? Okay, all right. So that may change it a little bit then. But I don't know, man. It is what it is. Byrum Brown, as low as he is on that list, I don't agree with. I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the SEC right now. But hey, it's not my list. But it is what it is, fellas. That was a great discussion right there on that one, man. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk some more, man. Right after this, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. Coming up, Xavier Atkins was left off of Pro Football Focus's top 50 college football players. Is that fair or foul? We'll discuss coming up next.
Quarterback chatter, passing around.
Life moves fast. Protect the people you love. Secure your future with life insurance. Or build generational wealth through real estate. Freddie Metro is here to help with trusted guidance. Protecting families, building legacies, creating wealth. Call Freddie Metro now.
Everybody wants to look like a star when they step out, including you. Hollywood Media has you covered, from clean portraits, corporate events, and athletic events. Hollywood Media has you covered. These aren't just pictures. This is your moment. Follow now on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media with 2 A's. Follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media. Feel like the star you are.
Click the link below to get NordVPN. That's the peace of mind you deserve. The pregame playlist is your new morning destination. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Your morning, your sports, your playlist.
Yo, welcome back to Round of Cola on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the pregame playlist live weekday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, man. Join us tomorrow morning for the pregame playlist here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. Xavier Atkins was snubbed off of Pro Football Focus's top 50 college football players. You see the stats right there on the screen. 84 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, a grade rating, a PFF rating of 90.7, just under 91%. And he was left off of the list, Pro Football Focus's top 50 players, man. I asked this question to you, Ted. Is it fair or foul that he's off that list?
Actually, I'm going to say I don't know. I don't know whether it's fair or foul. I don't know what metric they use to put people on this list, because Pro Football Focus uses an algorithm to come up with Pro Football Focus ratings. So if his individual ratings don't say he doesn't belong on this list, then I cannot argue with that. However, upon looking at this list, I probably can name about 40 people that that Xavier Atkins is better than. For that, I guess the answer that I'm gonna give is yes and no. You know, it depends on the metric that they use. I don't know where he failed. If they're just using a raw number and he didn't meet the cut, I could argue that hey, it's something wrong with the metric and how they evaluating players. But hey, when you're collecting data is data. So, but from a personal standpoint, just looking at this list, yeah, I can name about 40 players that aren't better than Xavier Atkins for sure.
I'll show you this, man. I'm gonna name all the SEC players that is on this list. At 49, Tre'Davious Green for the LSU Tigers. Cornerback Kelly Jones, Mississippi State. He's at 47. We're gonna go to Jordan Seaton, tackle LSU Tigers at 43. Quarterback Sam Levitt, 41 with the LSU Tigers. Wide receiver Cam Coben for the Texas Longhorns. He's at 40. You're looking at cornerback Dejon Lee Jr., Alabama Crimson Tide. He's at 38. Jaden Boz at 37 for the Florida Gators. You're looking at Mario Craver for the Texas A&M Aggies at 35. You have also David Stone, interior defensive lineman for the Oklahoma Sooners, at 31. You have let's keep going here. Keep going. Rasheem Biles, linebacker for the Texas Longhorns, at 22. Trevor Goolsby, offensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns, at 21. Dylan Stewart, at edge for the South Carolina Gamecocks, at 20. Will Eccles, interior defensive lineman for the for the Ole Miss Rebels, at 19. Caden Green, tackle for the Missouri Tigers. Bray Hubbard at 15 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. You also have coming up next Trinidad Chambers at number 12. Of course, Ole Miss. KJ Bolden, safety for the Georgia Bulldogs, at 11. Q1 Lacey at number 10 for Ole Miss. Arch Manning, number 9, Texas Longhorns. Then you have after him Ahmad Hardy, number 6, running back for the Missouri Tigers. And then, of course, Colin Simmons, edge for the Texas Longhorns, is at number 3. Those are all of the SEC players that made the list before Xavier Atkins. I asked the question again, you, Bubba. Is it fair or foul?
Yeah, like Tez said, I can't really say it's fair or foul because, look, PFF, I don't always agree with their grades, but they do watch legitimately every snap and grade every snap individually, right? This isn't a subjective opinion-based list for them. This is opinion based on the data that they collect. And Xavier Atkins, we know he has his warts. He has his issues. He's not a perfect player. He had a really good year last year, but we've talked about the things he needs to improve on. As far as his grades, like he graded out overall as a 72.3 defensive grade last year. He had a 65.3 run defense grade. He had a 64.8 coverage grade. He had a 90.8 pass rush grade, but that was on less than 100 snaps. That was 98 pass rush snaps. The majority of those were A gap, B gap blitzes. This wasn't him lining up on the edge and rushing the passer that way. So it's like, I think he's a top 50 player. Absolutely. I think if he was eligible for the draft last year, he probably would have went second round. But like, I don't think it's like insane to say he's probably not a top 50 player in the country right now because he's got things he has to improve on.
I ask you this question. I'm gonna follow with this. Do you think he's the best linebacker in the country? And I say this because I thought last year there was only one linebacker that was better than him in all of college football. And I thought that was Jacob Rodriguez at Texas Tech. Do you think now Jacob Rodriguez is gone? Is there another linebacker in the country that is better than Xavier Atkins right now, returning wise with production?
Well, I know the Notre Dame kid is really good, and it's interesting.
The Asa kid, you talking about the Asa kid? That's his name?
Yeah.
That's his last name?
Yeah. And it's position based because it's like Xavier Atkins is a pure will linebacker. He's not a Mike. He's not a Mike Singletary type guy. If you're asking me, is there a better run and chase linebacker in the country than Xavier Atkins? The answer is no. He's the best at that. But I mean, the Notre Dame kid's he's as polished as it gets in the country right now.
Kingston, I'm sorry if I mispronounce his name. Velamu Asa. I hope I'm saying his name right.
Just right with Asa.
Yeah, we'll rock with Asa. That's why I said we'll just rock with Asa. Marcus, your thoughts on this, man? Was it fair or foul that Xavier Atkins was not on this list as one of the top 50 players in college players from PFF?
I understand my guys Bubba and Ted trying to be politically correct, but I'm about stats, bro. I'm about performance on the field. And the other two linebackers outside of that Notre Dame kid, Xavier Atkins has more solo tackles than them combined. Then you bring up the tight end from LSU. The man didn't have he didn't even have over 500 yards as a tight end. The production is off on it. Then you go, sorry to say, how you put Cam Coleman on this list when Xavier was a better bright spot on our team than Cam Coleman was last year. So it's just, I feel like it's very disrespectful. I don't care what metric you're using. I'm about stats.
But how much of this is Auburn? How much of this is the
it's
like we keep talking about this? It's
based on the grade.
That I don't know.
Bubba, I get what you're saying. It's based on their
opinion. It's not an opinion.
Bubba, I understand exactly what you're saying.
They graded like Auburn sucks, so he sucks?
Okay. So all right, here we go. I'm gonna ask you this question then. What grade would Cam Coleman have gotten for him to be 40th on this list? And we keep
I can pull it.
I know we keep harping
not
on
the
Cam
same
Coleman.
not the same grade that
Listen,
Walter
it's not about Cam Coleman the person. It's about Cam Coleman the production that we saw last year. So my question is, like, if we're looking at the production of the player, how can we sit here and say that he is 40th on this list? And Xavier Atkins, of what he did, he had a 90.7 PFF grade overall. 90.7.
Who did?
I'm about to.
Xavier Atkins had a 72.3.
This according to PFF, and these are verified numbers. PFF 90.7.
That's just
pass rush grade is what it was. It is what he had. He had a 90.7 pass rush grade
overall. His overall defense grade is a 72.3.
And you're sitting here telling me that you think Cam Coleman had a better number than that on the offensive side of football.
He did.
What I will say is that
what were they looking at?
I'm just curious.
I don't think that.
I'm curious to know what they were looking at. I'm just curious to know what they were looking at.
Yeah,
what I don't think is, according to PFF, that you can change the jerseys of these players and they will appear differently on. That's what I don't think. As you can with some opinion, basically, if that makes sense. So I think that if you take Xavier Atkins and you put him in a Georgia jersey, he probably still not top 50 PFF grades on this list.
Well, what?
Because they are actually looking at play to play, right? One of the things I don't understand is how people trust opinion-based lists and then look at PFF and say like, oh, well, we don't trust that. Like, well, you'll trust the list that somebody just watching football is giving you their opinion, but you won't watch a list of people who trust a list of people who watch every single snap, even the games you didn't watch.
Here's the thing about it as well too. Even some of what PFF does, like, let's not sit here and just act like everything PFF does is strictly by some type of code or some type of.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
No. I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying.
Them watching the games.
I understand what you're saying. But we can't sit here and act like that eye test does not have something to do with it as well.
It probably does.
It
probably does because there is a degree of subjectiveness to watching tape. Like
exactly.
Xavier Kaplan had a great PFF grade. He did.
So how can you?
But
So
my
to
point
that
is- my
point.
point
So
is,
to
I
that
don't
point,
think
how
this
can
is
you watch?
bias.
How can you watch tape last year of a player that was on this team and sit here and say that he's 40th
He
on this
did
list?
have like
but
let's
he's
not act
on,
like
but,
he didn't
but he's
have
on,
a litany of missed assignments at times. Like he's
because
got
there's
a,
not.
I'll say
I was about to say
he
there's
had
not.
bad tape last year, and he's ranking high on this list.
Yeah,
Well,
and
the thing
I
about
agree.
it is like when it comes to other lists, there's not one person dedicated to watching him, right? Like that with PFF, there's going to be a team of people who's dedicated to watch the wheel position. Nothing else. Every snap, good play, bad play, none of that. So like even us, as we talk about these players, none of us, as much Auburn football as I watch, I haven't just sat down and watched the game and said, you know what? I'm just gonna watch the guard this entire game. I'm gonna do this the entire season just to evaluate guard play. That's what I think the difference is when you start talking about PFF, because like they're grading games where a lot of us didn't even watch.
But here's the question though. Here's
You know what I'm saying?
here's why I want to push back on this a little bit, because we got about a minute and a half on this. I want to push back on this a little bit. Why are we giving PFF so much credence though? Like, how do we
I'm not.
know?
I said
how
I
do we
disagree.
know? No. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying, why are we giving them so much credence and so much respect on this level, and so much pedestal here? We don't know. We honestly don't know if they do have somebody that is sitting there watching this one player every single snap of the game. But because it looks professional and it looks, somewhat kind of like what it is.
Okay.
I think people give it a
It's
little
like
more what it could be.
It's not that we don't know. Of course, we don't know, but like I know what I do know is Chris Loden watch all them quarterbacks every single game when he put that list out. You see what I'm saying? It's like that's what I do know. Like PFF may be a whole crock of shit. I don't know, but I'm just saying like what I do know is way more like the other list, the other things that get put out. Like Walter Camp ain't evaluate what the wide receiver position in the SEC couldn't have.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? Like not game to game. They didn't watch the same games that I watch.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is. So
I don't know. Yeah, and again, like I PFF has been wrong before. And a lot of it does depend on what system you're in, what position you play in a system. And it's like if Xavier Atkins played at Georgia last year and played in a position where that highlighted his talents better and they didn't ask him to do so much as Auburn did last year, he probably would have graded out better. But I'm just saying, I don't see a bias here. I don't see a bias.
I hope you are right. I really do. I hope you are right, Bubba. I hope you're right. Who you talking about? Xavier Atkins got robbed?
He got robbed.
I think he's definitely, like I said, I can count 40 players that he's better than on that list.
I think if you ask NFL GM if he's a top 50 player, he'd say he's a top 50 player. But I'm not going to tell PFF they're wrong.
But here's the thing, though. I'm going to say this. Then we're going to have to get out of here. If you say that, if you ask 10 people that watched football last year, and 9 of them say that, yes, he was a top 50 player in college football, and then this one person says he's not, I don't know if I can go with that one person because they could be wrong in this situation. That's just me, though. That's just my thought process on it. If 90% of the people are looking at it and saying, oh, yeah, this is definitely a top 50 player. But then if this one person is saying, I don't think so, and then you show me the list of everybody else, I'm going to be like, come on, dog. Like, let's just be real. Sometimes we just got to look at stuff and just be like, yeah, man, that ain't it. That ain't
I wonder how he grades out compared to the rest of our defense.
That's a good that would be interesting to see as well. That would be interesting to see. So I don't know. Fellas, man, we gotta end it right here, man, because we are getting ready to take a break right here, man. And we'll be right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Today's show is brought to you by Doich, man. Go to food.com, use the code WCTS to get 20% off your order. Also, man, go to DUBBY. Use the code DUBBY, man. And I'm telling you, you'll get some great energy drinks from DUBBY. And then, of course, I got Tez at its SEC Season Live.
Game day just got sweeter with Doich, the delicious high-protein snack that's plant-based, gluten-free, dairy-free, and low in sugar. Visit DoichFoods.com and use discount code WCTS for 20% off your order. That's DoichFoods.com, code WCTS for 20% off.
Hit the link and try it now. In the SEC, every game and every fan matters. Welcome to SEC Season, the ultimate interactive channel. Catch Launch Breaks with Tez, Tuesday to Thursday at 12:30. And SEC Season Live, Tuesday nights at 7:30. More than a channel, it's a community. Connect and debate with the most passionate fans in college sports. Subscribe today and join the Keyboard Collective.
Yes! Let's go! Whew. Yeah. Oh, yes! Let's go!
Yo, welcome back to Around the Cooler here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. Best running back in the country? Nah, let's talk about SEC first, man. You're looking at the top 5 returning rushers in the conference coming back: Ahmad Hardy, Keywan Lacey, Jaden Baugh, Deshaun Bishop, and Jeremiah Cobb, of course, from Auburn University. I'm going to put everybody on the spot on this one, and I want you all to tell me, which running back are you taking right now? Right now, which running back, if you had to, who are you taking right now to rock with at the beginning of the season? I'm going to start with you first, Ant. Uh-oh.
Keywan Lacey.
Taking Keywan Lacey. Okay. I want to get everybody's first, and then we're going to discuss it. So Ant is going Keywan Lacey. Bubba, who you taking?
Yeah, it's tough. Ahmad Hardy.
Okay.
Ahmad Hardy and Keywan Lacey, I think I have to run a specific system to maximize them. Give me Jaden Baugh, because I think he can do the most.
Okay. He going Jaden Baugh. Marcus, who you taking?
Taking Ahmad Hardy for 500, Alex.
All right. You taking Ahmad
He's probably the best
Hardy
player
for
here.
500. Okay. Tez, who you taking?
Man, give me Jaden Baugh, man. I think you put Jaden Baugh and with the rest of those offenses, he outdo the rest of those running backs.
Okay. Big Sarge said he taking Cobb. He taking Jeremiah Cobb. That's what he said he taking. Okay. All right.
If you just ask him to run in a straight line, he's the best player here.
Wow, come on, Bubba.
Yeah, that was
that was a little disrespectful, Bubba. I'm just gonna be real with you. That was a little disrespectful.
It was how he said it too.
Yeah, I like Bubba. Come on, dog. Nah, come on, dog.
He go fast.
Dog, come on, man. Jeremiah Cobb got some wiggle.
He go fast.
He got some wiggle to him.
He ain't got no wiggle. Nah,
yeah, he do. He got some.
He
wiggle
has no
to
wiggle.
Him, he has no wiggle.
Watch him at Montgomery Catholic. No wiggle.
No wiggle whatsoever.
That man got wiggle, man. Y'all tripping. That man can move. He can run it between tackles if need be, and he can make some people miss. I like Jeremiah Cobb. I'm not picking Jeremiah Cobb. I don't think he's been utilized correctly. But I am
no wiggle.
I'm going with I would go with Jaden Baugh too, man. I think Jaden Baugh's the best all around out of all of them. That's where I would go. All right. So it seems like Jaden Baugh's the guy that a lot of people will pick. Marcus, why are you picking Ahmad Hardy?
Because as we seen with Missouri, they had a quarterback situation last year, and he was able to put that offense on his back most of the time. Even with that gunshot wound, I think even when he come back, he's still gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, all right.
See, that's why I didn't pick him. I'm kind of scared of that, man.
I think he's gonna still come back and be 1,000-yard rusher.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that part. I think I picked Lacey because between him and Hardy, probably gonna be the best 2 blocking backs out of those 4 that you pick. As far as pass protection, I mean, Cobb, he's okay. Jaden Baugh, he's okay. But I've seen Keywan Lacey stand there in the paint at a linebacker. And I see Ahmad Hardy do it too. So, I mean, it's got to be one of them 2 for me.
I mean, Jaden Baugh.
That's the only thing that sets them apart, in my opinion.
Okay.
Let me put it like that.
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Jaden Baugh to me just has that like Frank Gore element where I know I can ask him to do anything and he's going to be good at it. Like I can, if I got to go into a game, I need you to run inside zone 35 times. He's got it. If I need him to catch 7 balls for 100 yards, he's got it. If I need him to pass protect, he's got it. He can do. He's just the most versatile back here. Even though Ahmad Hardy is the best back here, I think. And I think Keywan Lacey might be the most explosive, but I think Jaden Baugh is just good at everything.
Off pure talent, who's the better? Who's the better running back? I'm gonna go around the cooler. Who's the better running back off pure talent in your opinion?
Me?
Yeah, I'm just going around. I'm starting around the cooler. I'm starting with Marcus and going around.
Oh, pure talent. Baugh, because Baugh can catch out the backfield. You can put him at slot. You can move him around. So pure talent.
Hardy can catch out of the two though.
He can, but I think Baugh a little bit better with his hand. Cobb got underrated hands too.
Probably. Man, if I had to go one, I'd probably go Keywan Lacey, honestly.
Okay.
In terms of just short area quickness, hop in speed, physical. Not the best hands out the backfield, but serviceable. Yeah, I'd go Keywan Lacey.
That's why I was hesitant.
As far as
hands ain't good.
Just straight raw talent. As far as who I think would like perform best in a combine situation, I might go Lacey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Pure talent. Who you picking?
Man, I might with Bubba made a great point, so I might say Baugh because you could put him in any offense and ask him to do anything, and he can do it.
You know what's funny? Nobody has mentioned Deshaun Bishop. Deshaun Bishop was 1,000-yard rusher last year.
But
it's an offense that likes to run the football. And nobody's gonna go out on the limb and say Deshaun Bishop.
I thought we was just talking about them four.
Honestly, I was wondering what he was doing up here.
Deshaun Bishop had more yards and better yard per average than Jeremiah Cobb last year.
He's okay.
Outside of Cobb, doesn't Baugh have the least amount of carries?
I believe he did, yes.
Yeah.
Billy Napier is an idiot.
What would Jaden Baugh be with the Ahmad Hardy amount of carries? What they did with Keywan Lacey?
Hurt.
You think he'd be hurt?
No.
He hurt people.
Man, Hardy was a workhorse, bro. They had to give him the ball as much as they had to give Hardy the ball last year to get them out of situations. He'd be hurt.
They needed to give him the ball.
I agree to that.
Let me bring this one up too, Nick. If
we
talking about raw talent, I put Nate Frazier in that conversation too.
He might be most talented running back in the conference, but he I don't know if he'll ever put it all together.
Oh,
Nate Frazier is the beast too.
Yeah, he is. We ain't just saying that because it's your name, Nick.
I'm looking up certain stats. Deshaun Bishop had 182 carries for 1,076 yards, 16 touchdowns, average 5.9 yards per run. Jaden Baugh had 220 carries for 1,170 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 5.3. Deshaun Bishop is saying, I need some respect. Is what Deshaun Bishop is saying.
I say no.
Wow, bro.
He's good. He's a good back. But I mean,
come on, Nick. You got to clip one of these now, Nick. You got to clip one of them.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
If Cobb
180 some carries, 16 touchdowns, and almost 6 yards of a rush. Come on, man.
If Cobb puts up those numbers this year, are we gonna look at Cobb the same way?
I think you have to look at him. I mean, because I think you.
I mean, the same way that we are looking at Deshaun Bishop, right?
Oh, that's a good question. Ooh.
What do you mean? I mean, but if we're talking about top 5 backs in the league, Deshaun Bishop's already there. He's in the top 5 regardless.
That's the reason why he's on this list.
We just saying he just ain't the top.
You take him over Nate Frazier?
Yeah.
By production, he is one of the
no. That's not what I mean.
That's what the list was about. The list was about by production. He's one of the top 5 running backs
I'm asking
back.
Nick Frazier. Would you take him over Nate Frazier?
I think Nate Frazier. I think if you put Deshaun Bishop in a Georgia system, I think he'll do just as. I think he'll do he'll probably do just as well.
If Nate Frazier was in Tennessee last year, and he was given those carries, and he wasn't being asked to do what Georgia asked him to do, which is why he wasn't playing as many snaps, he would have drastically outperformed Deshaun Bishop.
Okay, so let's you know what I like to do. You know what I like to do.
Best rusher in the
you know what I like to do. Let's take a look at Nate Frazier's stats. I know I'm off the top of my head, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put them up here. These are Nate Frazier's carries. These are his stats from last year. 173 carries, 947 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he averaged 5.5 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Deshaun Bishop had what? If I'm not mistaken, Deshaun Bishop had
40 more carries.
No, Deshaun Bishop had 9 more carries than Nate Frazier.
No.
Had
context. I
am giving you the stats and the production of what it was,
and I'm going to add context.
And I'm giving you the stats. I'm giving you the stats. He had the same. He had the same amount of carries, almost like 9 less than what Deshaun Bishop had. Deshaun Bishop had over 100 yards more rushing and had a 0.6 more yards per average than Nate Frazier did.
If you gave him as light of a box as Deshaun Bishop ran into last year, and all you asked him to do was run inside zone and counter, he'd have put up 1,500 yards.
Hey, I'm just showing you the numbers. I'm just showing you what the numbers say.
What is your
the context?
So Nick, what's your question about? I mean, what like
nobody? My question is if we gonna sit here and have a conversation, we just sat here and had a conversation about a particular player not having the numbers of production and being in all of these preseason awards, but then we sit here looking at a guy that has comparable numbers to the next guy that we just sat here and talked about at Georgia, and his numbers are better. How can you sit here and tell me that guy is better than the one that has better numbers? That's all I'm asking. If we're gonna have
context matters,
if we're going to have the same conversation about that, then have the same conversation about this one. That's all I'm saying. That's
context matters.
It's not apples to apples though. Like you
here we go.
No. In reality,
I love where
the conversation landed because I love where the conversation landed because it just shows that why that Pro Football Focus list, you really don't know and you can't say whether they're right or wrong because they're actually watching the football and allegedly watching the football. But what the context of the game is not being considered. Nate Frazier runs a completely different system than what Josh Heupel run, right? So like those same carries are completely different when you asking them to do completely different things. To Bubba's point, Josh Heupel's likely only going to run into a light box, 5-6 man box when their blocking supports it. Georgia is going to run the football when we say it's time to run the football, whether it's 8, 9, 10 of them. A lot of that's downhill, a lot of power. It's just you can't just use the raw stats to say that which one of them are better than the other one. Which is why, like I said, all these lists are so different. Like it's all eye test at the end of the day. Because even the raw numbers can tell a completely different story depending on which team that you play for. Like,
okay,
which system that they run.
Hey, Bubba, make your point because I got to get out of here. Make your point. I got to get out of here.
This is like what I'm saying. All right, situation, offensive system, completely different. It's like Peyton Thorne his last year at Auburn had better numbers than Lenora Sellers had last year. Was Peyton Thorne his last year at Auburn a better football player than Lenora Sellers last year?
Yes, he was.
Really? Because of raw numbers?
Yes, he was.
Yes, objectively not true.
Yes, he was.
Objectively,
yes, he was. But that is a whole different. Like, look, season by season is different. Now, if you say in the 2024 season, of course, Lenora Sellers was better than him. Last season, no, Lenora Sellers was not better than what Peyton Thorne did in the 2024 season. He was not, and I will stick by that. But I'm not about to get into that conversation right now because I got to get out of here. And we over the line. We over the time.
No, you just don't want to get smoked.
No. We only supposed to be in here an hour, and we already 5 minutes over. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. You know what? We're going to make that a topic for Monday's show, man. Was Peyton Thorne a better quarterback than Lenora Sellers on Monday? So I want you all to remember this because I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're
At
gonna look
no
at it and we're
point
gonna
in his
talk about it.
life.
That's what
All I
we're
would
gonna
tell y'all is Nick to come prepared with some
Y'all
stats
better
for
get
y'all.
ready. Because I'm telling you.
Y'all better get ready.
Yeah,
Not
y'all
in
better be
Little
ready.
League.
Y'all better be ready. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
He's
Not
the
in
one
Little
who said
League.
Bryce Young is a top
In
10
high
quarterback.
school.
Hey,
You
Stats.
better be
Not
ready.
in middle school.
You better be
Hey,
Not
ready.
on
Mark.
That's
Madden.
all it is.
Hey,
Ladies
Mark.
and gentlemen, we
Huh?
appreciate y'all so much, man,
You
for
know I'm
rocking
gonna
with us
be
here
ready.
around the Water Cooler on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. Make sure that you come hang out with us tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central for the pregame playlist, man. We have a great time over there. We have music. We'll be talking sports. We'll be talking everything. We're probably gonna talk some LeBron. These three teams that they saying LeBron is now he moved the needle. So we're gonna talk about it. It is what it is, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all so much for rocking with us. For Marcus Fitzpatrick, for Tez, for Bubba the old man, and of course, I got Ant the inside man. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button before you get out of here, man. And tell a friend to come over here and become a part of the Water Cooler Talk Sports Network team, man. We appreciate y'all so much. And as always, before we get out of here, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his, because he deserves all the praise and all the glory. And as Martin wrote on that wall when he walked out of the apartment for the last time, he wrote these two words. Those words were one love. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out this mug. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. Stay fresh. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.